What's up, Chicago, Northwest Indiana? We are in the building with Monique Rodriguez, CEO of Mielle Organics, and her husband, COO Melvin Rodriguez of Mielle Organics. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us again. Well, me again.
Absolutely, absolutely. What an honor to be side by side by the queen of hair care.
Absolutely.
Yes. You better put some respect on my name.
All right, now.
And you look, I'm here to tell you, y'all just missed out on the big Black Friday sale that they had. Folks bought the place out. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But, all right, so we're here. Obviously, you guys are so successful. I see you everywhere. I was just in Walmart the other day, product on the shelf, and I'm like, I know her. All right. So can you tell us how your story began, like, as a couple, and walk us through how you guys got to the evolution of Mielle?
So, as a couple, that was a long time ago. So, I mean, Melvin and I met when I was 12 years old. So, we're from the south side of Chicago, south suburbs. We went to Roosevelt Junior High School, which is in Dalton, Illinois. So that's where we met. I was 12, he was 13. I was in 7th grade, he was in 8th grade. We went to Thornton Township High School in Harvey.
205.
Yes,
205
District 205.
I'm Thornwood, Denise's Thornridge.
Yes.
All right, 205 in the building.
So we didn't start dating until I was 16, which was my senior year of high school. He had already graduated, and he was in college, but he came back to grab his little high school girl.
So she says.
I mean, we started our relationship there, but we've always been very driven and, people that are very determined and go-getters. He went to college. I ended up going to college to become a nurse. He became a project engineer. He worked at UPS for 20 years. So we've always provided a decent living for ourselves, but I've always had the vision to become an entrepreneur. Like, I've always wanted to own a business ever since I was a little girl. I just didn't know how to actually go about doing so, because I didn't come from a background of entrepreneurs, didn't come from a family of business owners. So I didn't know that it was possible for me. And, I just stepped out on faith, and I just decided that I don't want to continue to work for anybody. I've always wanted my own. I've always wanted that independence, that autonomy. And, I've always had a passion for beauty and hair care. So I decided to take my passion and just step out on faith and to start something that I love. And that was a hair care company. And Melvin has always supported me from day one. Like, he's never said, oh, that's a dumb idea. Like, even now, I come up with ideas, and I have all of these wild ideas, and he's always like, okay, let's do it. It can be like the craziest idea. So he's always been very supportive. And, I started the company, and he quit his job a year and a half into it. And, we've been working together and building this empire ever since. Since 2014 is when we launched.
Absolutely. When two agree,
it shall be done.
And that's been Monique and I. We've been walking and living that by faith. As Monique said, we have history. We've been together and known each other since we were kids. Monique and I, we've dreamed together. We've been through things together. But most importantly, we've prayed together in all that we have done. And, we've become successful, but I tell people we've been favored. We've been blessed. And, when we talk about the evolution of Mielle and how it was started from the pain that both Monique and I had endured in losing our son back in 2013. We have gone through some things, some trials and tribulations, but through that pain, Monique was able to turn that pain into greater purpose, her and beauty, and transforming this platform that she's been blessed with to be blessing to many, many consumers and women around the world.
So that your story is wonderful. High school sweethearts, like, that's amazing. But typically, business and pleasure don't mix. So how do you guys make that work? I mean, I know you high school sweethearts, but like you say, everything that she says, you just goes, like, there's no, hey, let's try this. You don't bump heads.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course we bump heads, but at the end of the day, it's happy wife, happy life,
Oh. Wait, let me drop the mic.
Oh, no.
Interview over.
Say it for the people. Say it for the people in the back.
Happy wife, happy life, And Melvin, he understands that.
Right. But you know what? Monique and I are so committed to each other, and we have chosen to um, defy the odds. Right? You made a comment about how do you do it? Mixed pleasure with business. It can be done. It has been done. It's been proven, and so our goal is to help shift the narrative that black people, husband and wife, that it's impossible. We've chosen to demonstrate the possible because the man above has already told all of us that it is possible, that all things are possible when two or three are gathered, and that's what we have decided and committed ourselves. We've made a covenant with each other to do, and so it's not easy. You know, we argue, we get frustrated, but at the end of the day, we are totally aligned on our goals, the mission, and for us, we're not money and financially driven. We're mission driven. We're driven by the grace of God, and we are truly committed to that. And for that, it allows us to coexist with each other, business as well as pleasure.
Yeah, and also like respect. Like you have to respect each other, doing this business and running it together. Like I respect his gifts and he respects my gifts. And, if we don't overstep each other's boundaries and, become disrespectful to each other, that's how we can keep the momentum going and keep our empire running. Like I'm not going to disrespect him in any way and he's not going to disrespect me. And, we have to set those boundaries there, the respect boundaries.
And that's amazing that you say that because some of the women out here, they want to wear the pants. And so for those of you out there that are in business with your significant other, you can learn a lot from them because I hear you guys saying God, most importantly, you're driven by faith and not money. And most of us are driven by money. But we'll be right back. We're going to talk more with Monique and Melvin Rodriguez, CEO and COO of Mielle Organics. In the meantime, follow at Mielle Organics. They were just talking about how they balance being a couple and having a successful business. And God seems to be the driving force and not money. And Monique says he knows happy life, happy wife. So,
amen.
Those are two of your secret sauce to success tips.
Hey, but the fellas got to be happy too.
Y'all happy with whatever.
Wait, so this is one of our disagreements.
The fellas got to be happy too.
Well, you're obviously happy.
But we good.
Yes, you're obviously happy.
We good.
All right.
You got me.
We good.
That's all you need.
Right.
So I know you two have two daughters.
Yes.
It's Mia and Mackenzie.
Yes, uh-huh.
How much of it is it a challenge, like balancing between family and the kids, and are they involved in any way?
Yeah, so, I'm a firm believer of that when you have a business, for all of my moms and wives out there that's trying to figure out how to balance, family and business, first of all, there's no such thing as balance. You have to prioritize. And I've always built my company around my family and not the other way around. Like my company never came first and my family was second. My priorities are God, family, and business. And that's exactly how I run my life. So if you just learn to include your husband, you learn to include your kids as a part of what you're doing and include them on the journey, they will appreciate you so much more versus if you put your business in front of them, they're going to resent you and your business. And you basically doing it null and void. It doesn't matter if your family is not happy. So when you're building a company or when you're building an empire, always include your family as a part of your journey. My girls, they go to trade shows with us. They travel with us. They on social media looking at people like, Mommy, you should do this. Or, they're all in it. So, they're growing with us during this process.
Absolutely. And most importantly, as parents, it is our understanding that we are our children's first admirers, role models, and it is our duty to provide. No matter what we're doing, business, work, career path, we got to take care of our children together. And we all have been blessed with individual gifts. Our kids have gifts, and it is our duty to nourish their gifts. So, our oldest Mia, she's a track star, and she's training year round, and even during our longest work hours, we still have to prioritize to make sure she's getting the training and things that she needs to nourish her gifts.
Yes.
Because when you, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you bring kids in this world, it's our responsibility, it's our duty to raise our kids. Like, we cannot let reality shows raise our kids. We can't let social media raise our kids. So, first and foremost, always be present for your children. That's very important.
Y'all thinking about adding motivational speaker to the resume over there? Because I don't even have kids, but I'm like, oh, wait, that's right. I tell people all the time, invest in your kids.
Yep.
Your kids are an investment.
Yep.
So these are the secret sauce to success tips. And, typically people don't like to share their tips on how to get money and how to do things because they want to have the upper hand and have all the success. But you two have established the secret sauce to success. And why is it so important for you to provide advice to people, in order for them to establish their own success?
Because here's the reason why. God told Abraham 3 things. He told him that he was going to make his name great. He told him that he would bless him. But he also told him that he had to be a blessing to others. That's how Monique and I operate. Our success has been great, but as I mentioned earlier, we've been favored, we've been blessed, and we understand it is our duty to pay it forward. I've instructed my team these simple principles consistently. Our story must be told. Our story must be told because we don't own it. We've been successful, but the success we don't own. Success is rented, and that rent's due every day. And our people and our communities need to see this. They need to see 2 black young entrepreneurs coming from where they come from primarily and knowing that, you know what, I can do it too. If I have a dream, if I have a vision, God has given me this, I can do this as well. Understand that your current situation is temporary. That problem you're facing today is temporary. Understand that a breakthrough is headed your way. Tomorrow, there's a greater tomorrow for you, but you got to be willing to, of course, want to put the work in, right? And so for us, it's important to share our story because we understand that our story can help and impact someone's lives.
Yeah, and I feel that, we have to learn as people, especially in the African-American community, to operate from a spirit of abundance and not lack. We don't have the crabs in the barrel mentality, which has been instilled in our culture and in our people for so many years. So we have to break that generational curse because your success and your legacy is measured on how many people you bring up that are successful as well. If you are just successful and it's all to yourself, what good have you done? How have you served God? Our job on this earth is to be servants, and we're vessels to serve one another and to build people to God's kingdom. And we do that through what we do in our platform, which is Mielle. And I feel like God has blessed us with this platform to share with others, not to keep everything to ourselves.
All right. Hey, I'm listening, and you've given great advice. You said God first, family, then business. So what's next for Mielle Organics and as a brand? Like, what do you guys have
in store? So, Mielle, we are a brand that's always innovating. We're always giving back to the community. So my goal with Mielle is to make it an even bigger beauty brand than it currently is now. So if you've heard of Mielle and you're like, oh, it's a big company, they're doing great things, just wait to 2020 because we have so much in store. And, my goal is to be that global household beauty name, and we're on our way to doing so.
Absolutely. And you guys just gave away $10,000 to a lucky person.
Yes.
And that in itself was amazing. Where can people find out more about the secret sauce to success and Mielle Organics?
So you can follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram at Mielle Organics. The secret sauce is at the secret sauce to success, along with the podcast, which is on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to iTunes. I have a personal page, which is Exquisite Mo, so you can follow me there. And Facebook is just Mielle Organics as well.
And one thing I like to point out is this. Mielle has been in existence for 5 years. And within 5 years, Mielle is found in well over 125,000 stores around the country. Wow. We're in every major retailer in the country, Target, Sally, CVS, Walmart, Kroger, you name it. We're there. We've been blessed. And I point this out, 5 years. So the reason I say that, operate on where you are and don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 10. You will get there. We are a walking, living testimony. We are from the Chicagoland area. Okay, we are District 205, Thornton Township, Wildcat graduates, and I just want to let you all know that your dreams, whatever it is that you aspire to do, will come to fruition.
Yes, that's why I said, what's next for Mielle? Is it motivational speaking? You getting to church? What's going on? Because you're motivating me over here, okay? So we appreciate you. Monique, anything you want to say to close out?
Yeah, I just want to say, again, to piggyback off of Melvin's, like, you know, for people that are listening, I just want you guys to know and understand that I was you 20-some years ago. I had a dream, and I didn't follow my dream because of the not knowing and because I felt like, you know, I didn't have the right resources. So you have to learn how to be resourceful. We have the internet and technology at our fingertips. The way I started my business was Google University. And I joke and I say that, but I learned how to be resourceful and I learned how to find the information that I was looking for. You can't wait on someone to give you the information and to just hand it to you because that doesn't happen in life. People are not just going to hand you things. You got to get out here. You got to work. You got to be determined. And if you don't have anyone to guide you, just say, you know what, I'm going to try to figure it out for myself. And when you do that, you'll appreciate things so much more. So, you know, throughout this journey, we figured out a lot of things on our own. And now we're blessed to have those mentors. But we appreciate our business and what we've done so much better because we had to figure it out on our own.
Thank you so much. And if you guys want to learn more, what better person or people to follow than someone that has done it, done the legwork, successful at it. So be sure to tune in to the Mielle Minute every Friday, the secret sauce to success. And like she said, follow her at Mielle Organics and at Monique Rodriguez and at Exquisite Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Melvin's working on getting his all right. But thank you so much for sharing so much information. And she said GFB, God Family Business.
I'm going to get a T-shirt made with that.
I like that. She got those.
All right. Thank you, guys. Share the video. Somebody might need some information. Somebody might be trying to start a business. Somebody needs some motivation. What better way than to have a king and a queen right in your own backyard, you know, that did it and did the legwork. So you know it is possible. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.